Hello out there, this is AnYPony and welcome to the chapter, 76? I remembered it for once. Chapter 76 podcast for Fallout Equestria Project Horizon. The still not final chapter, they're very much to Somber's own, discomfort. A few days before he actually released the chapter, he was like on Skype and was messaging me like, writing, it's still not getting done. Nevertheless,
One day.
Exactly, I'm not alone today. You probably are not recognizing him without his horns, but with me today, Tyandaga for the very first time. Hello and welcome.
Hi there, everybody, internet peoples.
Don't worry. This podcast is very niche, so only people who like Project Horizon are up to date and know me are watching it. So it is a very familiar circle. But yeah, vector-brony still in the army. I decided to pretty much change it up for the last two chapters. So it was DCP last time, and today with me Tyandaga, who earned his place by making a random video about Project Horizon and was like, ooh, somebody knows Project Horizon. I need to ask him to join.
I made it all up. It's all a sham.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I messaged you after it and you were like, I'm about, I don't know, chapter 40 or 50 at the time. I was like, I'll come back to you for the next one.
I went on like a power read after that.
Yeah, and then it took how long for the next chapter to come out? But yeah, nevertheless, the chapter, do you want to start? Because I have a bad tendency of monologuing, and yeah, my guests pretty much are like, good point.
Oh, I
So
wanted to
please.
do that. Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot here.
Oh, okay. Then I can monologue if you want me to. That's no problem.
Yes.
This time I didn't write any sometimes I write the notes in the meantime, sometimes afterwards. This time I wrote them after finishing the entire chapter and as they came to mind, so they are completely random and there's no structure at all. So
Oh, man.
even worse than usual. So the first one I had was just a little oddity that struck me, which is a thing. Overall, I just want to point out once again, especially since Somber has this kind of like, oh, I'm a horrible writer issue that a lot of artists have, like, oh, never satisfied with themselves, always their own worst critics to a degree where they actually insult themselves and their work. Somber has this thing as well, and he's always like, oh, I'm so terrible. Dude, I'm a lazy person, you wrote an over 1.5 million word long story and I'm still with you, so
It's a fantastic story, too, I will add.
Yes. But here's a little thing. So to give him finally something, yes, there is something bad in your writing, Somber. Take that.
Oh, man, you're calling him out here.
Oh yes, I'm so calling him out.
Oh, there's going to be a gang war.
Oh, and I will get comments like, haha, see, even AY is completely fed up with Somber by now. I got one of that comments last time because I wasn't or the time before, because I wasn't as enthusiastic as before. Like, oh, see, even AY is getting fed up. Okay, now the point I actually had here is, sometimes it's hard to follow what he is referencing to. Often enough, it's a problem with the size of the story that he is referencing a character or an event I simply forgot because it's too much. But in this case, it was like this one paragraph where Blackjack was like, "Had I? I had. Had I? Like, what? What is she referring? What has she had?" It was a scene when she was on the roof watching the storm and nearly getting blasted away. And when Spike grabs her and pulls her off, she has this inner monologue like, had I? I had, hadn't I? And what? Risked her life again? Was a little bit... this is my assumption because I can't tell. There were no clues in this paragraph. What? Or I completely missed it.
I will admit that was a tough one to understand. I was scratching my head.
You did it? You did understand it? Or okay. Yeah, this is sometimes Somber, seeing the big picture, writes stuff that you don't really get. What is this supposed to mean? I mean, you could also play the, whoa, it is in a monologue card. So, well, it is her in a monologue and we don't have to understand everything. But on the other hand, you write a novel, usually you write a novel that everything is understood. My assumption is that she realized, because she was just standing there and looking into the barrel and being all like, oh, shoot me, that maybe it was like she realized, oh, damn it, I have been suicidal again right after I promised the glory not to be. But yeah, this is a very small complaint that, once again, I haven't checked the word count for this this particular chapter, but normally one chapter in Project Horizon is as big as a small standalone fanfiction. And I believe I checked at some point my still all-time favorite fanfiction is what's the first one of the Time Loop trilogy, Hard Reset. Hard Reset, I love it to bits, but I believe Hard Reset is somehow about the length of a single chapter of Project Horizon.
Wow.
So, yes. So, yeah, considering the size of the story, having this kind of a small nitpick is still... Who cares? But yeah, it stands out when you come across something in it and you are just like, why? What is this supposed to mean? Nevertheless, now you do a point. We do it in turns.
Well, one thing I did note was Glory actually survived. The big blast. I mean, I say survived, you know. Depends on your definition of survival.
This is a big one I have here, so throw in your points now.
I think, first of all, I'd like to know how that works. It seemed like a pretty sure you're dead situation,
yes.
You know? You're dead. Come on.
She was already dying from being shot 100 times and was in a place that got blasted with, what was it, a balefire bomb or something?
Balefire bomb, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
She was at least double up to triple dead. So
maybe quadruple dead, but we haven't done the math yet.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to estimate with all the factors and the zebras and the legates and everything. It's tricky mathematics.
I mean, granted, she was not in a good state when Blackjack finally got to her. So
yes, but here's the point. Back after that chapter, I was like, okay. I mean, in this chapter, at the very end of the chapter, I was like, wow, I don't really... It has a very final touch to it and everything. But I was like, okay, on the one hand, I don't want her to be... On the one hand, I want to be her brought back because I love her, the character. On the other hand, I don't want to be her brought back because it would undermine the entire sacrifice and the tensions of the situation. It would take away something from that scene, from her first death scene. And when Thornburg started in the next chapter with repeating the entire, she isn't dead, she isn't dead, she isn't dead, she isn't dead, I commented again on it and was like, okay, I see two lines here he could be going. Line 1, this is supposed to be Blackjack's denial being presented to the reader, so that the reader can experience a stage of denial or whatever.
Yeah.
Or that it is actually foreshadowing. And I was like... repeating my point, I am not sure if I want to see her being brought back, simply for the reason that it would maybe take something away from it. I'm not sure I want to see this. Now we reach the point where he brought her back. He kind of did it in a good way. I mean, he did not bring her back like miracle-like and put her 3 times in the tube and she's like back in action and saves the day.
I'm good to go. I'm up. I'm dancing.
Or give her some cybernetics and make her Blackjack 2.0 or something. Huh? He didn't do anything that horrible, which would really... I would have been like, flip the table. I am going home. This would be shit. This entire tense, emotional scene that made people cry. I believe even if we talked about it, I saw a little bit of misty eye with vector-brony back then during the podcast when we went over the scene again and the impact of it. And taking all that away and bringing her back just like good as new or even improved as a cyberpony or whatever, this would have been shit.
Yeah, I think that would have been the good way to go.
He didn't do that, so there is no issue I have in that regard, but I'm still very skeptical because Tumblr commented back then on the scene and was like, because he knows that I'm very, very, very sensitive about spoilers. Sovereign, I have been there, and he's very careful now about spoilers around me, and he was like, let me say this much. If I bring her back, I do it for a good reason. And I was like, or he phrased it the other way around, was like, I wouldn't bring her back without a reason.
Yeah, there needs to be a decent reason for her to be back.
So, okay, he brought her back. He still let her death and her sacrifice be completely meaningful by basically letting her die. What's the best way of honoring a dead person? Letting them stay dead, or letting them die twice. Great. And he didn't bother to come up with some, she hid behind the shield, something. It was just like, well, it was a very well-structured building, and the zombies and Alicons ran into the radiation right away, and whatnot. Now we come to the issue part I have with it.
Uh-oh.
What was the reason? Okay, she got a more beautiful goodbye to Blackjack. Yes, it was beautiful.
It was more of a conclusive goodbye, They had their last moment together, then that was that,
Indeed. And I don't want to say I didn't like the scene at all. I didn't like the scene. No, on the contrary, I did like it. But I still have to ask, why? This is not the good reason to bring a dead person back. Often enough, you don't have a nice goodbye, and I'm not sure if this is really just like I mean, I was the one who fell into the week-long depression because I was under the illusion that Little Pip didn't get the happy end she deserved. So I can kind of relate to the point that, well, Blackjack and Glory deserved a little bit of a better goodbye. I can see this, but it was within the narrative. It was just like they sacrificed other ponies' lives by putting her even though she was obviously lost cause because she's still dead in the end. By putting her 3 times in their miracle machine. The miracle machine was not able to save her. So in canon, why did they put her in there? Please.
I've got one.
The guy with the white shirt in the back row.
Oh, okay, me. So what Glory did in the end was give Blackjack a plan on defeating the Eater. And that might be why they kept her alive and they kept her around just so she could tell her.
But, again, I thought about this as well.
Okay.
But even there are 2 problems. First, it's one of 3 options. Blackjack has 3 options. She has Folly, as advised by Blue Blood. She has EC1101, as advised by somebody, I forgot.
Sweetie Bot, I think.
Sweetie Bot. You're right. Or the other bot, whatever.
A bot.
Oh, no, it was Sweetie Bot. Apple Bot doesn't barely do anything useful. She's just... Even the entire conversation, in the chapter, I was like, is this all Sweetie Bot talking? Yeah, Apple Bot barely says anything.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Also, Scoodlebot. She seems happy, I think.
20% cooler.
What the fuck? I don't even know why. It was really just like a little bit of silliness. I liked it. Nevertheless, where was I going? Yeah, so she already got 3 options. So yeah, throw in a third option. Yay, Folly, EC1101, and the shields, how it is later on called. Okay, also, it is just a scientific option. Glory wasn't the only scientist. What about this guy who got turned into, who is now a beautiful mayor because, like, if I would be as beautiful as I'm smart. The professor guy, huh? He could have come up with that idea. It needn't to be Glory, and the problem is, how did Glory develop that idea? By being hooked up on moon dust and being connected to Blackjack.
Visions.
Nobody could have foreseen that. She only got the moon dust thingy afterwards, after she was halfly repaired. So nobody could have known that she would be such an essential asset for Blackjack. And it is only one of 3 options, which reminds me a little bit of Mass Effect, I have to say. Hey yo! No. Oh, Dad, you didn't. I'm still not
sassy.
I'm still not over Mass Effect 3. Simply for the fact that it retroactively ruins the entire franchise for me. I had plans. I was about to finish Mass Effect 3 and I played all 3 parts as Paragon. I was like, after I finish it, I go back and play all 3 parts as Renegade. But after this ending, I was like, wow, what a fucking letdown. Anyways, off topic. But yeah, the 3 option thingy has some very, very, BioWare vibe to it. But yeah, in universe there was no real explanation why to save her, especially since Tirage is later on about like, I have to make those sacrifices all day. So why did she put Lori 3 times in there? Just because she is a good friend? Wow, no bias there at all. So yeah. On a meta level, it makes more sense. So we get the big goodbye scene. We get the glory option. Even so, if Blackjack doesn't pick Glory's option, then once again the entire bringing her back part would be like, why?
It was nice either way.
Yes, it was nice, but it makes me question, like, again, it didn't ruin anything simply for the fact that she died in the end, which is still so cruel to say. Thank goodness she still died. I would have been really upset otherwise.
Good Reddit, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, I like it, but I still have this nagging aspect in the top of the back of my head with like, why? Why did they put so much resources into bringing her back? Even storytelling wise, because Blackjack is like, glory, 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 glory for 3 chapters. Just so that when she comes back, it has this build up has a payoff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That still, yes, I am complaining. I just wanted to say I'm not complaining. Yes, I am complaining, but on a very high level. So. I don't even have too many. How many do you have, by the way? How many notes?
At least over 10.
Oh, you pick another one because
okay. One thing I did find funny was Bastard as a character. He was dragged through all of this stuff, and he's just that stoic. I don't want to be here. I should be paid for this, you know. Poor guy.
Bastard is amazing in so many ways. I mean, he is. Do you know Order of the Stick, the webcomic?
I really don't.
In Order of the Stick, they often enough. It's basically a Dungeons and Dragons group, which went through a lot of adventures, but often enough has so much meta humor to it. They often enough make fun about leveling up and stuff like this, even so they are characters within the world, but they are aware of the mechanics, so a lot of breaking the fourth wall, or the fifth wall in this case even. Fourth wall breaks as well, of course. Super funny. How was I going with that? What did you mention?
I mentioned Bastard as a
Bastard,
character.
Yes!
I'm glad we're on track.
Yes, that's easy. I just need my keyword again. So, and Bastard has this kind of walking meta humor, which reminds me of Order of the Stick. There were 2 characters who were no-name, run-of-the-mill guard characters. And then it was like 2 of them had a little bit romancy thingy going, or maybe they didn't even up to this scene, and it was like one of them got hit, one of those flash wounds, one of the heroes would probably just shrug off, but it's instant kill for all the guard NPC characters in the middle of a giant battle, and he got hit, and he was like, oh, I'm dying. And the girl character holds him. It's like, oh my god. And I didn't even, something about his name. And he's like, my name is Yokoshi. Bing! Oh, I'm feeling a lot better now. And because he turned into a named character, he was suddenly on hero status because he was now supporting cast and couldn't die anymore. And then he was like, I wonder, and what's your last name? Oh, I will keep it for another moment.
And I do want to live through this, you know.
Yeah, I know. And Bastard is just, and they actually turned into main characters later on, both because they had names now. They got separate outfits and got their own missions and stuff like this. And Bastard is the same thing. He's like, I'm not going to tell you my backstory. He's like, he has this kind of like you could assume he knows what is going on and that this is a story and how it works. And he's constantly like, no, I'm not playing along. I'm not going with your stupid storytelling tropes.
Yeah. You can't make me. But then he ends up following along anyways. He has no choice.
But we still don't get the full backstory of Tirage and Bastard.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was kind of I was wanting to hear that too. That would have been interesting.
But that's actually kind of amazing. It makes potential for a great spin-off. So if Somber ever feels like writing a short story within the Fallout Project Horizon spin-off universe, he could just pick up those two. Since they haven't met for so long, he could even into each one's story.
Yeah. Although I will point out, Somber probably isn't capable of making a short story.
Good point. But then again, if Somber goes for a short story, it will probably end up on a normal length. So
yeah,
still,
it'll be like a long story.
It will be like 120,000 word long, like Past Sint, which is already a fully grown story, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe normal published. Normally published books, which are actually come out as novels, are usually around the 100,000 to 200,000. Recently, the trend is going up, but yeah, except crazy people like J.R.R. Tolkien or Stephen King, usually novels have been that size of Past Sins. So if he writes a short story, it will turn out a normal novel. That's probably how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bastard and Tirage. And also, then again, I believe he has a very clear idea what happened, because there was one line of Bastard of having overslept, so I assume he was stuck in a pot for a lot of years.
Oh, that's what it meant, maybe.
Or he
Oh.
was in some kind of artificial sleep. I don't know, because he mentioned zebras. He just said zebras, and they maybe gave him some kind of herb that let him fall asleep in hibernation for 200 years or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or he is now mutated thanks to herbs and is basically just not aging anymore. And Tirage has an Ministry of Arcane Science, MAS experiments. But yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. But it's those small things that make the world bigger. Not explaining it actually makes the world bigger.
Well, yeah, it allows us to fill in the gaps a little bit and,
I know,
have these discussions that we're having now.
I know it's what makes it is actually what made MLP so great to begin with. That it was giving enough information to create a live feeling world, but left a lot of stuff unexplained, so you could imagine or you could fill gaps. This is actually a thing. I believe I talked about this before, probably even in a Project Horizon stream, but nevertheless, it's still some amazing insights. It actually comes from a video game developer who explained a very simple trick how to make a video game world look and especially feel bigger. Yeah. He just described that at the beginning of a level, you show a cutscene with half a dozen tanks rolling up the road towards where you will encounter them or something like this. But one of them just takes a turn for the left and drives off screen.
Oh.
And the thing is, even so, it won't play a role. It won't return ever. Subconsciously, you register there is somewhere else. There is somewhere out there where this tank is now on a subconscious level, and therefore the world feels bigger because it is not this linear as it actually might be in the end with the line of tanks. No, there is this one tank off, and it's the same with backstories, with hinted at backstories for characters that never gets explained. So this is actually a very neat trick to make a world bigger, which probably, if Somber would have used this this trick a lot more often, because he has a tendency, because he knows all the backstories, because he created this entire world, he often feels to explain it all, which is making. I mean, I like it. It's interesting. I read all of them, but it's probably one of the reasons why the story turned out so big, because he needed to write everything he imagined down. It couldn't leave it for the this unseen bigger world. He has to create this gigantic world literally. He has to show everything he created. It still works, but it is a little bit lengthier approach.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Well, I guess I can throw in one of mine for a change.
Okay.
Or do you have to say more about the Tirage and Bastard?
Well, I don't have too much more to say. I think you covered it. You hit the nail on the head there. I mean,
this is the problem. You are not allowed to let me monologue for so long.
I'm sorry.
I get people here to not be that I can. I get guests, so later on I can say like, no, I didn't spend last night talking for 1.5 hours to myself about the pony fanfics. No, I have other people here, so I can be like, no, I had an intriguing conversation with this very interesting fellow.
An elaborate discussion.
Indeed. And I was not sitting alone in my room talking to myself. But yeah. I actually have a second actual critical thing to say about this chapter. The entire storm with Little Pip. Why? I mean, it fulfilled a few practical uses. It showed, yes, Little Pip is involved. She cares.
Yeah.
It showed that something was done about the brood. I mean, we could have had like not Fate, not Rose, not Psalm. We could even so. I believe it's completely pronounced differently in English. What was it?
I see it as Psalm or something. I don't know.
Psalm is, as far as I know, a Latin word which is used exactly as this in German, but I have no idea how to pronounce it in English. So Psalm. I just call it Psalm. So, of course, he could have just gone with, well, Psalm controls them now, they're all pacified, which would be the boring solution, admitted, but the storm itself didn't really. It was just like a lot of build up, like, ooh, Little Pip is trying, and now she has to fight off those beams, and they bring up this. Was it the entire hub of the thingy? The one which was supposed to be placed on top of this tower? This is another thing. Often I don't accept. I can never be sure, so I don't want to complain about it, because it could really be a language thing. I could simply not get the entire picture he draws simply because I'm not. It's still a foreign language. I'm not 100% fluent in English.
But you're not alone. Some of these things are pretty hard to visualize as well. So, I mean, yeah, I can see the confusion, definitely. I was a bit confused.
Yeah, no, he describes the orb with the shields, with it hovering there in the line of sight, and with the raptors behind it. And I believe he called it the single Pegasus SPP hub at some point. And the hub should be is the place where Celestia and Little Pip are in. So apparently the hub is now detachable and fly around. Can fly around like a UFO. Yeah, exactly. Meh, whatever.
I won't argue.
Yeah, but it went for, I believe, 2 or 3 pages, like how it comes, how it builds up the storm, how one of the towers gets actually blown to pieces so it falls over, but in the end the storm does something and it kills the brood, but it was going and going. Yes, it's got a little bit of stuff resolved, but in the end, you could have cut it out completely. Nothing would have. Or would you? Or would you argue otherwise?
No. I think you actually might be right with that one. It's one of those things that didn't necessarily have to be in the story. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Story building wise, it also didn't do much. It shows, Little Pip cares. We would have known as well, or it's just. For somebody like Thomber, who is complaining about his own writing, that he can't get to the finish because he has to put in more and more stuff, adding an entire mini arc, which is going on for so long, like how Little Pip struggles and how the Eater fights back, and I don't think it amounts to anything from now on, because now the next chapter they go underground, if you ask me.
Yeah. It's all above them.
I mean, rain adds to the atmosphere. There's a storm and rain. It's a final battle, and they walk through the rain. Yeah,
I think there might be some symbolism, like it's like the hoof fighting back now, because the rain was always such a symbolic thing to the area. So now the rain is fighting back and helping protect the people rather than just being like a hindrance.
But then again, I didn't feel that it is the rain of the hoof. I totally felt like, well, it's Little Pip doing the thing.
Yeah.
It felt more like Little Pip than the rain. So
yeah, worth a shot.
yeah, it was good to read and everything. I didn't have any problems reading it, but I was like, well, after it was done, I was like, okay, I could have saved those 20 minutes. I'm not sure if it was really 20 minutes, but I'm a slow reader, I have to admit. Which just makes it even more horrible that the story is so long, and I still like it, but so I have to continue reading it. Because Crazed Rambling is somewhere around chapter 22 of his dramatic readings. This dude, Crazed Rambling, has a Patreon, and I believe he gets about $200 or $300 if he just reads a single chapter. I don't know why he doesn't read more. He could read whatever he wants, and he would be rich. You cannot take
all the money.
I mean, you can't take so long for reading this chapter that you don't get a fucking awesome pay per hour out of it. If this dude would do this for a living, he would earn more than me, and I work a full-time job.
Some people, they don't go for the money.
Yeah, I know, and I don't want to say do it for the money, but apparently he did enjoy it. I mean, he did the entirety of Fallout Equestria, which is 60 hours of netto read time at the very end. So he spent a lot more time actually reading it. So he likes it. Apparently he does like it. Otherwise he wouldn't have done so much to begin with.
You'd have to really like it for 60 hours worth.
60 hours final product.
Yeah, oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you do videos so you know how it is, and with dramatic reading it's even worse because you don't talk in your own voice. You do voices and stuff like this, and you have to not just talk in character, you have to nail the narration as well. So
yeah. So a lot of retakes, but
yes, I know, a lot more than once you have a routine for making video voiceovers. The voiceover part is the quickest part in the entire production nowadays for me. Once I've done the script, I can be like, read it once quiet, read it once out loud, record it. And I don't even, by now I can record it all in one take and just cut out everything I don't need. I don't recommend this to anybody who is new to it. Just want to say.
Yeah. If you're like me, do it in parts.
Yeah, do it
paragraph at a time.
Paragraph, exactly. Or line by line, even better. Start out slow. If you become more confident, get a routine, do it more crazy. Anyways, yeah, it was the storm scene. I really was like, it didn't add too much to the entire progress of the story, and for somebody who is like, I want it to be finished, why didn't you cut this scene, Somber? Really?
Yeah, Somber.
Why? Yes, Somber. Why didn't you cut it? I raised my finger. It's a point you are not the middle thing. The middle one is still reserved for other people.
Yeah.
Now you have to pick another one.
Okay, wow, I've got quite a list here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so with the Boing survived apparently. In the heap of bodies,
yes.
There was Boing. I never got that little part there. It was kind of random. Did you notice that too?
I mean, Boing was the pony Blackjack shot in her blackout, or in her repressed memory, which she later had to face.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
But I mean, like, after they landed, they're looking like there's all these like dead bodies, and they're like, oh my god, is anybody out there? And then they find Boing.
Yeah.
Why was she there?
Yeah, I guess it's the thing. Somber loves his minor characters. Either he loves to kill them or he loves to progress them. Either way.
It's love both ways.
Yeah. And I guess he just wanted to bring her back. And where should he put her else? In the front? In the fighting? I don't think so.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah. It was curious, I have to say, indeed. But then again, since it was small enough and it gave Blackjack one thing to care about, as always, then again, he didn't do too much with it. I mean, Blackjack put Boing on her back, moved a little bit, met the robots, then teleported to the I never can pronounce the name. The university. Teleported to the university and everybody came back and it's like, oh, it's boiling okay. Yeah, Bastard healing magic did fine. Okay.
Okay.
Good thing we had her there. I mean, it's a nice reminder she is still there, and it's literally a nice reminder that she's still alive.
Yeah.
I'm
here, don't worry about me.
Yeah, in a story like this, it's good to point out who is still alive, especially after you just saw this mass.
Well, there's so many characters, it's so hard to keep up with everybody. Like, I forget half of the names of the characters while reading, so...
Also amazing. Sadly, I haven't saved it anywhere, but it's still somewhere in one of the comments of one of my earlier podcasts, but I don't know which one, where somebody was like, I made Somber and Tim were commenting back and forth, and the other guy was like, well, because of the characters, I made this cheat. I made a sheet with all of them in Google Drive, and Somber was like, really? And he posted the link, and I checked it out as well. So for every character, he wrote on every character, then occupation, time first met, where he is now, skills, weapons, and for every single character. And Somber's reaction was like, you could it was just one line written in comments, so it's hard to tell, but I expect him to be like, where have you been all my life?
Yeah.
Because he wrote something like, where have you been all my life? Or where have you been?
You're hired!
Pretty much, yeah. But this I need to find this again. It was somewhere. I put it in the comments below if I can recall. But he left the comment with the link to the table, and it is really like, bam!
It wraps around the world 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, talking about too many characters. Somber's meta humor about the new Zodiacs.
Uh-oh.
He also saying he often has to face, also from me, the comments about people are not even able to remember all the Zodiacs, especially not the new ones. And the new Gemini, I mean, he basically never tried really after the original Gemini, which were quite
You mean
Gemini, sorry. Gemini. The original Gemini, which were amazingly memorable. Even though they were just clones of the ghosts from Matrix 2, they still worked very well because with the, this is not personal, I'm just trying to kill you. It's all the contract. Oh, sorry. Yeah. They were so nice in their horribleness. I love them. and their powers were cool. But yeah, then there came the new Gemini, and he never gave her a chance. He was just like, in one chapter, it was just a side note. What's the thing with the new Gemini? Yeah, I believe she has a split personality or something. Okay. And
I don't know.
Yeah, in the bunker when the last few chapters when all characters were fighting in the bunkers.
Yeah.
Where the Zodiacs, the core Zodiacs, the ones we know, were all inside fighting. The new guys, Gemini and the other new one, the new Taurus, I believe, were left outside to keep more brood from coming in. So they weren't even in the scene. They were off screen for the scene.
They never got their airtime.
Yeah, Somber was like, put them out there. They're not supposed to be part of this awesome action scene. They do the groundwork somewhere. And even in this chapter, Blackjack is like, and the new Zodiacs, I believe the green one, Gemini, isn't she the new Gemini or something? Even in this chapter, once again, Somber makes fun of the fact that nobody can remember the characters by even letting Blackjack be like, I believe she's a new Gemini.
She's either the janitor or the new Gemini.
One of them too. Wait, she's shooting people and not mopping the floor. Oh, she's the new Gemini.
Oh, that's how you tell. That's how you tell right away. Yeah.
But where is the new janitor then? He
got lost.
Yeah, he probably saw the battlefield outside and was like, oh no, I'm done here. Screw that.
I'm not cleaning that up.
Call me what? You mess it up, you clean it up. Call me when I'm here, when the light bulb needs changing.
Poor guy. What a job.
Indeed. Where did we get here?
We're talking about janitors and how tough their jobs are.
I know. Oh. One moment you're talking about cybernetic alicorn ponies, the next moment you're talking about janitors. Normal progression of one of those podcasts.
They relate.
Yeah, I know. Seen worse. But in all honesty, what was your original list item that got us here?
It was, what was it?
I know, that's my question.
I'm looking. No. Boing survived. Boing survived. Boing.
How the hell did we get here from Boing survived?
Boing's the janitor.
Ah.
That's it. Boing's the janitor.
Okay.
That solves it all. Wow.
You still got more. I only got 2, so.
I do have one nice little point it was quick, but it came up. The Highlanders decided to join the fight.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty much so, like, oh well, you asked us to join and we did. Okay, cool. I mean, you
was
kind
simple.
of expected them to. I mean, either way, it was like if Blackjack would have went there back a few chapters ago, be like, we all need to fight together, and they wouldn't have shown up. It would be like, what assholes?
Yeah. What about them?
Let them die. They don't deserve to live if they don't fight for everybody's survival. But on the other hand, now they're there, like, oh yeah, cool, you joined. I expect that Somber had some big introduction in mind, like he did with the Hellhounds, which joined the fight in the Elysium. No, not Elysium. Was it Elysium?
I forget.
Where the society lives. Where this last chapter, the society pretty much lost the battle, and then suddenly claws erase from the ground, and the Hellhounds come in and kill everybody.
Yeah, and then they won.
Yes.
Wasn't it just called the Society though? I don't think it had the building had a name or whatever.
The society was a group, but their headquarters had a name as well. Like yeah.
If you know in the comments, guys, let us know.
Exactly. I believe it was Elysium or something like that.
You might be right. Yeah.
Some of those cliche names which you expect in a story like this.
Yeah.
I mean, post-apocalypse doesn't really give you a lot of space for creative name making. I mean,
Generally not.
Yeah, basically you don't have to. Probably every copyright holder for a name is dead, so you can take all the cool names you want.
There are no laws.
Yes. I mean, I'm basically waiting for the post-apocalypse to call my own group the Matrix, because hey, fuck you, the Wazowski brothers or whatever their name are, or the Wazowskis by now, since one of them isn't a brother anymore. They pretty much yeah. When they are gone, we can use the cool names like the Matrix and. Yeah, stuff like that. Or we could name everything My Little Pony, since then Hasbro can't do a cease and desist anymore.
I'll take Hasbro, actually. I'll take that name completely. Oh.
With all the bad associations? Then again, bad associations are also part of My Little Pony. G1,
wow.
G2. Okay, G1, not really, but G3.5. The newborn.
We don't talk about that anymore. They're gone now.
This is actually the head of the director of the newborn.
He's a mug now.
Indeed.
What a mug. Either way.
What was the list item again?
Highlanders came back. They were
the
fighting. We saw Big Mama for the first time.
Indeed.
So there you go.
And we learned that Big Daddy faked his death more than once to get away from her.
I found that pretty funny, actually. You think
Yes,
you think he faked his death again? You think that was a thing, or was this one like the final one?
I saw him incinerate. Oh, I don't believe you.
No.
He did more elaborate schemes earlier, like literally incinerating in front of my eyes. Yeah, he will be back.
He did that 3 times.
I know. It was funny, and I like to see them in the fight, but I have the feeling that Thorber had bigger plans for the introduction, and he was like, okay, I already put the storm seed in, I need to cut corners somewhere else. Or
yeah, it did feel a little rushed, I will admit.
Yeah, not cut corners, simply cut. Do this, what every director has to do once his film is finished, cut stuff out and put it into the director's cut on the DVD so he can earn double money. But nevertheless,
of course.
Director's Cut is actually an amazing way to double your income. First, you do the cinematic version, which everybody loves and pays money at the tickets, and then
Yeah.
you do a second version.
I mean,
So-
there you go, guys. Film advice right here. You're hearing it live.
Film as much crap as you want, then keep the good stuff for the cinematic version, and then put everything back in for the 5-hour-long director's cut.
Wow. Whole
Which you
5
can-
hours.
I know, amazing, isn't it? I feel like going with one of mine again.
All right.
It's
You're
a
running
short
out.
one. It's a short one. I already commented on it for the last 2 chapters, so why not continue the trend? Luna taking over.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
whole double soul thing going on. Luna's kind of taking it, taking precedence now. You can definitely tell, especially near the end.
I mean, when she completely took over for the entire conversation with Celestia and Blackjack herself, spoke like sister.
Yeah.
That was quite like, whoa. But it worked. It completely worked. I mean, Somber still put enough emphasis on the fact that it is Blackjack, or Blackjack physically, it is Blackjack talking.
Yeah.
But it was completely clear that it is Luna right now. And pulling off this kind of mixed soul thingy is hard enough. But he pulls it off from a first-person narrator point of view. Quite impressive.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels naturally. Pulling that off, quite impressed. Also, and that he is not too much in the face about it. Like earlier with when after Glory's death, the second. I have this gallow humor. This is not Glory's death 2.0. This time for real. To be continued. For real, these. To be continued. What? Well, she will be back as the brain in a jar, and as I already joked about it. She will be back as a ghost. She will be back as a ghost in the epilogue.
Yeah.
A moonstone ghost. So whenever Blackjack gets high, she sees her again, and it's real and not an illusion.
Ooh.
And so basically the epilogue chapter will be Blackjack being a complete junkie, just lying somewhere like, I saved the world once. Tell them, Glory. Okay,
I'm not crazy, I swear. Get up and run, you kids.
You as well, Glory of the lawn. You know your floating is kind of disturbing the grass. I'm also very, very fascinated by the fact that apparently this is my old junkie Blackjack voice.
It's a very refined voice. I'll give it that.
Yeah, and very deep for some reason. She probably
too.
put up smoking as well.
It's all the chain smoking, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we know she was an alcoholic, so...
Addictive personality.
Yeah. Or addictive personality. So bad.
That was bad.
Yes, it was really bad.
You take that back.
Okay.
There you go.
I know. It's what I do.
Now, I do have another point here, and this was a little bit of a funny one. So it took the world to be nearly destroyed, nearly at the pinnacle of fate itself, for Charity to be charitable. So, living up to her name.
And being self-ironic about it. Aren't I live up to my stupid name?
Curses!
Why do I have to become charitable? Yeah. Even so, after the fun thing is after last chapter, where she basically got what was it? She got beaten up and everybody robbed her, and she was just trampled down in the mud and crying. And I guess this kind of so far, sure, she had to live a tough life and everything, but so far she never, as far as I can tell, she never was faced so directly with her weakness that she is just a weak little filly.
She's just a kid, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And I guess it was really a strong moment for her development, a developing moment in which she had to face the fact, or was confronted with the fact how fragile she is, and it makes you reconsider stuff.
Yeah. It gives you a new light on her character, that's for sure.
Indeed. Yeah, in the end, giving a little bit of for the person who constantly saves the world, giving her a little bit of free reign is also quite.
Yeah.
It is actually good for business because if she doesn't support blackjack and the world goes to shreds, she won't do business anymore.
Yeah, you can't take that off taxes too. You can't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, indeed.
taxes they
Indeed.
get you every time.
Once they are reinvented, of course.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but once they do, heavy
I
fees.
mean, look at it, no? Government gets reinstated and everything, and she can be like, "Oh, now that we have taxes again, I would like to point out to those weapons and ammunition in amount of 200,000 bottle caps I invested into saving the world. So
Yeah,
please, I would like to have my receipt for that."
it's a tax deductible. It's charity.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It is charity, literally.
Yeah.
Also, if your name is charity, can you basically claim for every business transaction you do that it is a charity transaction, and therefore
Because it's going to charity, so everything you make is going to charity if
or
your name
you
is
do
charity.
everything in the name of charity. So I know
Name
how
your
I name,
kids charity,
I
everybody.
just wanted to say, I know how I name my child, no matter if it is a boy or a girl, just to see if he or she can get a little bit of tax freedom later on.
Yeah.
Which will be quite strange if I name a German girl charity and hope to get something out of it.
I don't know what to say.
Her name is Charity. She should get tax freedom. Yes, I see, but the German word for charity is Wohlfahrt. Oh, I didn't think this through now, didn't I?
Kids, we're moving to an English-speaking country now.
Oh, why? Yeah, fun fact, I considered this for years now, so...
Oh, English.
Oh, English. Indeed, indeed. But yeah, I good point. I really like Charity in this last chapter, with still keeping her edgy side, but on the other hand, also letting loose at when she cried herself out about the trauma from last chapter. I was like, it made her so much more, relatable. She was always kind of like this, a little bit on the edge of believable, super tough, in charge little girl.
Yeah.
Now we see she still has this vulnerable side,
Wow.
Equine side, because you cannot say human side.
No, we can't say, but I mean, yeah, you're right. Damn.
Yeah.
You have to be careful.
Indeed. I don't want to offend anybody. What is the absolute political correct term? This being of life form side.
What you getting at, Willis?
Yeah, like human side, equine side, life form side.
Oh.
Yeah, how is a political non-exclusive whatsoever term? Then again, we still exclude ghosts.
We don't have ghosts, so I mean that's.
Life form doesn't work as well.
Sentient, maybe?
Yeah, could work, but
because ghosts sometimes are sentient.
It would still exclude internet trolls. Then again,
well, you might have a point there.
But then again, if you're talking about whatever the political, absolutely including term of a human side having is, internet trolls are the exact opposite. So therefore, it would still be accurate. So I guess we could go with a sentient side.
Okay, I'll alert Fox News then. We'll get this rolling.
Really, Fox News? I
mean,
come on, Fox News is exactly one tier above internet trolls, evolution-wise, so at least go to the BBC. They are not really too serious news station, but at least they're British, so they're fun to listen to.
Yeah.
There's the guy with the thick German accent.
Man, look at us. We're talking about world news.
I know.
Political correctness?
How did we get here from ponies?
It's so highbrow. Look at us. Wow.
Basically, if you make a big chart with all the topics in the world and make the connection drawings, in the center there's always ponies. Ponies.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Topic of the world. Yeah, it's not that the fandom makes those connections. The fandom got into existence because it was at this focus point of all topics. True story.
It is what it is. That's
Yeah.
the world we live in. Yeah.
Indeed, and now I have an earworm.
I need a point.
This is the world we live in.
Let's see. I'm looking at my list of points.
Quick, before we both have the song stuck in our heads.
No, don't sing, don't sing.
Quick, quick!
One thing, I mean, this is a very small nitpick, and it's personal, but not even really a nitpick.
Nobody cares.
I'm a little weirded out by Boo being able to, like, fully talk.
She did this for a while now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still a little...
yeah. I mean, she had... Since she had three entire months to learn.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, before the 3 months, she was like...
like one word sort of blips.
Yeah, but after the 3 months, she still had a little bit of baby talk in her. And right now, we are few days later?
Yeah, it's so quick, you know, like learning the speech so quickly.
Yeah, it happened. It happened a lot of stuff, but it happened very quickly. I mean, we are maximum, I believe, a week after it. I mean, we are right after the time gap. She goes down, she switches bodies, she comes back up, she gets to the night castle, she fights. I can't even recall that she stayed long in the night castle. I believe one day.
It wouldn't have been.
No, I can't recall her resting for a night or something. No, she went straight to the king. She went straight to Golden Blood in the cellar. From there, she moved on. I believe there was a little bit of traveling involved from the Nightmare Castle to the university. I want to call it Colgate, but I know it's not Colgate.
Colgate's a toothpaste.
I know, but it
Come
has
on.
also a C and an O and a lot of L's and stuff like this. So the university. From there, back to Starhome, and there was a little bit of that. But then everybody's instantly there the next morning. Then there is a big planning, then the party, and yeah, it's about a week maybe. So Boo basically perfectionated her speaking within a week. Also, I believe they kind of did the Elder Scrolls thingy there.
Oh yeah.
All places you have met earlier, you develop a fast travel ability.
Oh.
In this chapter, she left the university with Tirage being still there and taking care, and what's his name? Calamity still mourning his brother, and everybody was still there. Everybody was at the university or somewhere else. Then she gets and the very last moment, when Blackjack leaves, there is a storm going on, which is blowing. Everybody has to cover to the ground because it's so intense.
Yeah.
Only Blackjack is the one idiot who is on a roof. Grabbing
Big storm, let's go on the roof.
Yeah, grabbing a lightning rod.
A metal antenna, yeah.
Yes, I know. For carry on. Little Pip's comment. Really, you made it really hard to shoot. Do not hit you with lightning. Grabbing a lightning rod on the top of a roof.
It's like, you idiot!
Basically, like,
holding back a slap.
Blackjack.
Oh, jeez.
But besides that, where have we been? But everybody's there. The situation is basically nobody can move. The Brood just got defeated by this storm, so basically everybody was still in fighting mode.
Yeah.
Then Blackjack gets picked up by Spike and flown right to Star House. Then she stays at Star House for a few hours. She couldn't stay there too long, I believe. I mean,
I couldn't have seen it more than 2 hours. It never... Yeah.
Because she cried. First, she screamed herself into rage. Then Boo came in and she cried herself dry. So I don't see her stay too long in the screaming stage, because otherwise she would just... Yeah, you can only scream for so long.
Yeah, before your voice just sort of goes out.
Exactly. Yeah. And then she cried for a little bit. Let it all be. Let's go 4 hours. 4 hours.
That's safe.
But then she goes out there, meets Sam, walks a little bit through chapel, and then goes to the point where she sets off to go into the tunnels. And everybody's there waiting and ready to go. They all have fast travel.
I mean, it was mentioned that what was it? Golden Blood had set this all into action.
Yes, I
and
know.
he got this
but,
all prepared, but
yeah, but nevertheless, how got all the people there? Fast travel.
um,
Because
it is a
the
theory. That's-
teleporting alicorns are not there anymore. It was established that they all fled when the invasion got turned on again.
Except for one.
Yes, but she's already busy controlling an entire army. Then
She
again.
can't teleport them all, you know. Like it doesn't.
I know, yeah, she's like a super alicon again.
Yeah, that's like long distance calling, you know. Same thing. You have to pay a big price.
I know. She has a flat rate, so.
Yeah. Flat rate. Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, and she's Jesus, right? I mean, she came back from the dead. Well, then again, she completely gave in to the temptation and killed everybody. So maybe she's not Jesus.
Well,
Then
we'll
again,
find a reference.
Little Pippa's Jesus. So.
Oh yeah, the Lightbringer.
And coming in after her death in a glowing sphere to save the day and control the weather. Yes, she is pretty much Jesus. If she hasn't been a Jesus metaphor before, she is now, thanks to Somber.
Yeah, it's hammered in there.
Yeah. Then again, what is Blackjack then?
Unnecessary evil.
I mean, she is now goddess, literally, more literally than she was before. Before she was just a cyber alicorn. Now she is a literal alicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also still curious how this will be resolved. Does she just stay? Will she just stay in alicorn?
Well, they had the blank or whatever. There was the blank body.
Yeah, I know. And they took very much care of not losing it, so it probably will play a role later that Blackjack will move back into the blank. And
yeah.
Now, also still curious about it. I mean, we will see it next chapter, so I don't want... Sober, don't tell me. I will read it next time. What will happen to Luna's soul? Will she be set free? Will she stay in the Alicorn body and Blackjack will... Even so, it's Blackjack's original body, which would be kind of a dick move. So, I'm Princess Luna. I take over your body. You can have this cheap, unreal copy without even a cutie mark. I do this one. I like the card game. So yeah, how is this going to be resolved? Then again, last time I talked to Somber about it, which was, I believe, 1 or 2 chapters ago, he was like, he has 3 endings in mind, but he hasn't decided yet which one he will go with.
Roll the dice!
Kind of like, or he just continues writing, and since he apparently has this thing going on that when he writes, the writing develops its own structure and its own the story continues to develop while he is writing, so he probably just continued writing and sees which ending turns out to be the most likely, considering where the story developed without his conscious doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a thing that is something I'm very curious to see how this will be resolved. Or will Blackjack be completely suppressed and Luna will take over? Which would be a really cruel ending.
That would be a certainly interesting ending. I don't want to see it personally. I don't want that to happen, but
no, same here. I'm also not sure. There's the thing. I praised earlier how well the transition, how well the feeling of the double soul thingy and how Luna more and more shines through is done.
Yeah.
I don't really like... I believe it's not the... I don't really like the Project Horizon Luna. I don't think I have a big problem with the original Fallout Equestria Luna, since she was... K-Cat never went into much detail about the circumstances surrounding Luna and Celestia.
And Project Horizon's really filled in the gaps for that one.
I know, for better and for worse. And with Luna... yeah, and especially now that we get a little bit of first-person narration from Luna's side, with how she is so afraid and everything, and there are a few things where I'm like, I don't like Project Horizon Luna. I mean, she's still up for interpretation, so if you like her, good for you, everybody, but I personally don't like Project Horizon Luna, so basically... Screw her, let her soul go through heaven and shush. give Blackjack a cool new Alicon body.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't have ever thought that I'm voting for Luna to die or to somehow die. But since this Luna isn't my beloved Luna, I don't want her.
Yeah,
Get
they're not the
out.
same. Alternate universe.
I know. Get out there, Luna. You're not welcome here. Project Horizon Luna, that is.
Yeah.
I just
be
try
very
to
clear.
recall. There's a very awesome. Oh yes. Upheaval. Upheaval has an amazing Luna. Oh.
Upheaval.
Upheaval. Yeah, I still need to do. I have planned doing. Upheaval is very high on top of my fanfiction review list because I really like it, and there is a complete dramatic reading of Upheaval Breaking Point, and I also found a complete dramatic reading, if not so good, but still quite good, of what's the second one? Upheaval Breaking Point is the first one. Upheaval Reckoning is the second one. Which is insanely long as well. But I found a complete dramatic reading of it, so I got through this, and with Breaking Point, I believe I have heard it 3 times now. Reckoning,
Wow.
I still need to do my entire second read-through. I only followed it 1 time as far as Forest Rain got.
Okay.
But the problem, you know Forest Rain?
No.
Mostly known for her music. The problem is, Forrest Rain wasn't always a her. And Forrest Rain did a fantastic voice acting for all the male characters with really grudgy and deep voices. But but after going through the transition with hormones and everything, now Forrest Rain has a very soft and female voice. And she did a video about the video is labeled "Why is my OC a female?" And she's like, and she talks in her new voice then for the first time openly, and she's like, "Well, because the fact is, I see myself female as a gender identity thingy, and by now she went through it. So, and I even left her a comment like, "Way to go, gal. The only sad news is I will miss your what's his name? The one of the OC protagonists of Upheaval. I will miss your what's it? Sharpfang. Sharpfang? Yeah, Sharpfang. I will miss your Sharpfang voice.
Aww.
Because God, it was such an amazing voice she did there. But yeah, she is literally physically not capable anymore of doing it. So, but I found the second read through, which is still very amazing. I believe it's done by a German. He still does a very,
There you go.
he still does a very great job, but he is no Forrest Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or no Crazed Rambling. But on the other hand, he does a very professional job. And
That's good.
He powers through stories like hell. I believe he has a release schedule of 2 or 3 videos a week, which are entire chapters like he currently does Project Horizon. So he will probably be... You don't have to read it anymore. So everybody... Yeah, you know what, guys? I put the link down in the description if I can recall it. He is doing the reading. He is doing an amazing job pace-wise. I mean, yeah, he's powering through it. He will probably be up to date in the matter of weeks. I mean,
That's good.
If he does multiple chapters a week, and it's only 70 chapters, 70 chapters, let's make him 3 per week. This is 20 weeks. Okay, it's still half a year, but nevertheless...
It's still pretty good. It's commendable.
I just want to say, I need half a year to read this by myself. He does dramatic readings of them within half a year.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot his name, so... Yeah, I really owe him to put it... This is a good thing I don't have to remember his name, since he has such a high release schedule. He's always in my submission feed.
There you go. So it won't be a problem to find him.
For me, no. It will be really... you know what? As I just said, he is always my subscription feed. I should be able to find him quickly.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have to slip. And his... Genau, do the break music.
Do-do, do-do. Yow!
Dude, where are you?
I'm out. That was the track. It's over.
Oh no! Oh no! Play it again! Play it again!
Oh,
I'm afraid I haven't clicked on one of his readings for too long, so he doesn't appear anymore. Because here's the thing. I'm up to date with Project Horizon. I don't need his dramatic reading. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh.
Visualpony Thenarrator is his channel name. Visualpony Thenarrator.
Check that out in the description, guys.
Indeed, he is a machine. He has 900 videos on his channel. Most of them are really well done dramatic readings. Coming from me mentioning that he has an accent you need to get used to might sound strange, probably since he probably is German and therefore has a very similar one to me. So, but then again, I get often told that, oh, your accent is so sexy because you're American, or you're Canadian actually, aren't you?
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, I know. You are, right?
Yep.
Are you Canadians as crazy about accents as Americans?
No.
Oh, okay. Because the Americans are all like, oh, an accent, woo, getting like the girl in A Fish Named Wanda, which is like, oh, talk French, and she gets all excited and stuff. So for all the people who love strange accents, who will love his readings, for everybody who needs to get used to accents, still check him out. He does a super professional job. He's maybe not the most dynamic voice actor, but he does absolutely brilliant job. So he one of the better ones out there, and he deserves the recognition. How did I got here? How have I got here?
It was the janitor. I knew it.
Okay. Forrest Rain, Upheaval. Yeah, since you are apparently a power reader who gets through stuff very quickly, if you want to join for a certain collaboration, what's it called? Collab for story review, fanfiction review. There you go. Yeah. Keep in mind. So
yeah, I'm always down for everything. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yay! One more collab because I haven't enough on my schedule. Then again, most of my collabs are season 5 collabs, and my problem is not collabs. My problem is not pony videos. My problem is episodic reviews.
Oh, I don't even do them anymore. They're just
Yes, I know.
They're tough.
You're the smart guy. And I'm the idiot who already did this for 3 seasons. Season 3 was fine. It was half a season. Everything's good. Season 4, I gave up in the middle for good reason. Season 5, oh, let's promise a collaboration for every single fucking episode. Good job, ANY.
What have you done? You've unleashed the monster upon this world. We're all gonna die.
No, that's not the problem. The world loves it. I released my own nightmare on myself. Also, I just see he is at chapter 28 with Upheaval.
Wow.
Not with Upheaval. With Upheaval, he has actually finished both books. With Project Horizon.
Oh, he's got quite a few. We're on what, 76?
Yeah, okay. Since we are talking about him, let me check when he actually started Project Horizon. When did he upload his first Project Horizon video? Shouldn't be there. It is. No, I don't want to know his latest update. I want to know his first chapter. And he uploaded his first chapter January 23rd. So we can basically say February. He started in February.
Okay.
February, March, April, May, June, and July is pretty much over as well.
Yeah.
So 6 months, 28 chapters in 6 months, and he does other fictions as well. He rotates them.
And those are beefy chapters too. They're not like little chapters. Those are massive stories on their own.
Horizon chapters.
Yeah.
So
they have their own class.
Somebody who is better in calculating in your head, do the math in which sequence he puts out a new chapter of Project Horizon and how long he will take to be up to date. But he might catch up to Somber before Somber has written its epilogue. Hey yo!
Oh, that was a cold shot fired. Poor Somber.
He's complaining about it more than everybody else, so I guess he got those jokes coming. If he wouldn't be complaining about his own writing speed so much, people wouldn't make so many jokes, I guess.
Yeah. Ah, well.
Nevertheless, where have we been before Upheaval? Why did we talk about Upheaval to begin with?
I have no idea.
Check your list. Usually I can retract our steps when I know what was the items that got us there.
I think we must have been talking about the Highlanders, and it somehow got to that, but I'm not sure. Or no, it was Boo's level of speech.
Oh!
Boo's speech. Yeah, must have been.
Okay, I have no idea how we got from Boo's level of speech to Upheaval.
I'm as confused as you are.
There's a big gap somewhere in the middle.
Wow.
You are the worst kind of guest I ever have.
You invited me.
I know. You don't say a lot, but what you say is encouraging me to go on with my tangents about nonsense.
But it's entertaining.
It's
good.
ANY entertaining. This was another bad one, now wasn't it?
Oh, wow.
Indeed. Oh, indeed. Yeah, Boo talking. Yeah. Her jumping in talking quality was a little bit big, but I like. Also, it is still so touching when she calls Blackjack mother.
Mama.
Yeah, it's still like Blackjack. You stop your stupid suicidal thoughts. You have already a daughter, plus the two ones which are now in whatever her name is, Grace.
Yeah.
How can I recall so many names? It's kind of disturbing. Indeed. But yeah, besides that, I like Boo. But yeah, teleporting. Even so, not sure how instant teleportation got us to Upheaval. I should stop trying to retract our steps to get back there.
It's a scary path.
Yeah. I only got one on my list left. How many have you?
The thing is, I've got quite a bit of a list, but as we've been talking, we've been covering some stuff as well.
I know this.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, the last one I have is actually really, really small. And after this, we got only your list.
Okay.
My last one is actually that it kind of relates to my very first one about not being sure what Sombra is hinting at. That when everybody, especially after Glory's death, when everybody is just like staring at Blackjack, like,
help me!
It's like, is it because they all? I have a lot of explanation, but it's still so difficult to understand. I mean, Sombra wants to. I have the feeling Sombra has a very clear picture. That's a little bit of a problem with him. He literally has pictures because he is. I assume that he is very anime inspired, which is no big secret. He acknowledges this pretty openly directly himself, and there is at least one anime reference in this entire story everybody had caught on, whoever watched any anime, because there are so many of them. Everybody has probably spotted at least one. I have the feeling that also Sombra writes very visually. He has a very clear visual. It's usually a very extreme anime visual, and putting this into words is a very difficult task, because either it was with how the entire core turned into this nest. Yeah. I read it and I barely was able to follow. Once again, I basically put it in my head towards, well, you are a foreign speaker. You probably are simply too dumb to understand what he's trying to describe there.
That was me as well.
Okay, so you are a native speaker and you couldn't... He put so much effort into describing how everything moves and builds up, but I still wasn't able to visualize it. So I wasn't able to join the vision he literally has. And because with other people it's probably easier, because the visions they have are a little bit more down to earth, are a little bit simpler, and not crazy extreme anime visions. So they are simpler to describe in words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the point where I was going is once again with he probably has a very clear idea why everybody is staring like this. And I have multiple theories, and it's like the problem is when I read it and I start wondering what it is supposed to be about, it is kind of distracting. It's like has Blackjack this kind of like completely not stoned expression. This complete stone face, exactly. This, because Glory's second death affected her so much that everybody can see the pain written all over her face, and that's why everybody's worried that everybody can see, oh god, this is a face of a time bomb. She will explode every second.
Yeah. Don't touch it.
Yeah, or is it because she got into this emotional state and let Luna take over because she got all regal and everything? Is it that everybody sees Luna's aura and it's like
that's what I think. They sense it's like it's Luna walking by. It's then they give that presence.
Yeah, and they are kind of intimidated by the Alicon presence and not by Blackjack or something. But then again, it's like, what is it? It's like you read it and you're wondering why is everybody like. It becomes clearer later on when she interrupts somebody who is talking. Like she cuts between the two fighters, and they are like. But
it was just the look. That's all it took.
Exactly. And before it was like the reactions were described so strangely, like people being like, wide-eyed, and they stared at her. Like, is it really just a presence? I mean, before that, she has the floaty mane and everything now, so she must be quite a sight to see. I mean, basically, when she walks through the battlefield earlier, when she arrives at the university, everybody's also like staring and being like, "Oh, you came!" and "Oh, goddess!" and everything, because well, she has the looks for it. But the people who know her reacted differently. They reacted like this shocked expression, and I was like, "Are they shocked because they are worried about Blackjack? They see the time bomb, or is it really that now the Luna aura is like, I'm a motherfucking alicorn?"
Step out of my way.
Yeah, but this was once again only a small complaint about this one scene, in which I was like, okay, what is it? I have a feeling I get what it is supposed to be, but I'm not sure. And it's not this kind of like interpretation thingy, which is often a good thing, that there is still room for interpretation by the reader. It's more like you feel there is a very explicit explanation, but you just can't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now my list is done. Now you have to carry the show.
Uh-oh. Okay, I got a look here. Well, yeah, actually, one thing I noticed, a major theme with this chapter was Blackjack had to make a lot of choices. Tons of different choices. There was
blue, green, and red. Here.
Pardon?
Sorry. Blue, green, and red at the very end. Sorry, I'm still on Mass Effect.
Blue, green, and red. That too, along with there's the choice of controlling the Tokomare. That's what it's called.
Yeah, the three choices exactly. Easy
or rendering it useless.
Mm-hmm.
She had to shut down the brood. There was the whole like she could shut down the brood or give them their chance to stop.
Oh right, another choice.
And then there was at the very end, you get to choose 6 lucky winners to go to their death.
Oh yeah, this one as well. Also, why? This felt like a character selection screen from a video game where you have a gigantic you over the chapters you collected more and more NPCs, and then for the final battle you can choose your favorite one. Final Fantasy VII was very big on this choose your characters. Or,
you get your people to come around with you.
Yeah, exactly. You meet more and more new ones, and then you can pick for each mission. Another one is Freedom Force, where you assemble a bigger and bigger Justice League parody, and you can also pick for each mission who you want to take. Once again, it has this feeling. But then again, the fun thing is being a gamer who likes those games. For me, it was like, I was already starting to pick.
Who did you pick then?
Basically, okay, I'm usually not the person to pick. I usually do a mixture. I come from both ends. I'm like, cross out for reasons, pick for reasons. Cross out, pick, and then I try to reach it in the middle until I reach the hard part where then I actually have to choose. Before that, it's just rational decisions. Like, for example, Whisper. Whisper's freaking pregnant. Send her home.
But she wanted to go.
Yeah, near an innovation for crying out loud, from the source of innovation. Moonstone talisman, yes or no? Think of the babies, for crying out loud. Yeah, honoring Stegio's memory, all good, but killing his children in the attempt, not good. Even some still convinced Blackjack students are also his. Just saying.
Wow.
For two reasons. She only had this one big fuck with P21 in the society. This one drunk night she can't even remember.
Yeah.
But she had an entire couple of days where she was rotting like hell with Stegios. And there was still this one moment where the statement was about she felt a flutter in her stomach. And I talked with this about vector-brony because I wanted to make clear once again that this is not just not getting the language thing. You know, vector-brony confirmed to me, flutter is a very specific term that is associated with wings. And yeah, even with feeling a flutter in your stomach, it still hints more towards wings.
Okay, I see what you're getting there. I don't know.
I'm still with Blackjack and say, like, in my heart, they are our children, P21. Sorry, Blackjack, if they turn out little bad ponies, there is no denying it. You don't need
we'll
a
have to wait and
fraternity.
see.
That's a good thing. When the possible fathers are from different species, then the fraternity test is rather easily done. Just
You don't need a doctor for that one.
Yeah, you just look if they have bad wings or not.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Once again, okay, who else did I pick? So yeah, Whisper, home, she's pregnant and she's already a widow. So sorry, girl, go home. I don't care if you're a badass tough fighter. Think about your fucking family. Psalm also. Psalm is controlling the brute.
She can't go.
No, you can't let her. And she's a pacifist. Don't let her die, for crying out loud. Also, can she? Oh yeah, innovation is affecting her, but it doesn't kill her, does it? It just drives her insane.
Yeah.
So. Also, insane Alicorn? Yes, no, do you want her, really?
It's like, just go out there and kill.
Yeah. Also, same for, Sky Striker? Also, once again, quick travel, Skyscraper. The last time we saw him was very pissed off in the hospital, being heartbroken by the death of his daughter. Next time we see him, even so he was trapped down in a building, in a storm during a battle. Few hours later, ready to go in body armor. Anyways, we already talked about that point. No, but I still hate you, but I will come with you. Didn't you say a few hours earlier you wouldn't trust yourself with a gun around me?
Yeah.
Don't take him!
He's gonna kill you!
Yes! He will... honoring his daughter, yes or no. He is not a safe person to take. Take one of her sisters, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that'd be always a better choice.
Yeah. Calamity, boring choice, because we know Calamity has to survive because he's in the 10 years later chapter of original Fallout Equestria. Taking him, boring. He has.
And we've
to
seen
survive.
so much of him too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Also, Somber always gets a shitstorm whenever he tries to write one of the original characters because everybody will be like, oh, you're writing Remedy wrong, oh, you're writing Calamity wrong. So do yourself a favor and don't take him. People will... You can't do it right. You will get a shitstorm either way.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's don't take any original character. So Homage and Velvet Remedy have to stay home as well. Even so, I wouldn't even... Well, Homage is the best tech pony he has around. So if you want to have if Blackjack want to go with a balanced party.
Yeah, you do not necessarily just fighters.
Yeah, if he only takes fighters, this will not be very useful. Take the Ghoul Griffin. He's a good tank.
Him. Yeah. What was his name again?
I don't know. I don't care. He's a good tank. Take him. But he still managed to be a recognizable character.
Mm-hmm.
Ghoul Griffin in power armor. I haven't seen another one before, so...
You can't beat that.
Yeah, why not? To take him, he's cool. Leave Calamity home. maybe take homage as a tech pony.
Yeah, you never know
Yeah.
when you need someone
You
like
need a
that.
tech
So
pony.
yeah.
Take no way around it. He has to take Bastard.
Yeah,
No,
although
come on.
he didn't want to be there though. He was
I know that
grudgingly.
makes it even better.
I
That
don't
makes it even
want
better.
to be here.
And he is a healer. He may be a
Oh,
great
right.
he may be a great fighter, but he is also a capable healer. Probably
Yeah.
one of the most capable around. Blackjack can't do shit. Psalm, I believe, is a healer as well, or was
Yeah,
it only or was it only Lacune?
No, I think Psalm could heal as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Psalm is
So
okay.
yeah.
If she's a healer, take her. Maybe take her. I mean, the brute is pacified by now, so even if the conscience voice dies, it's fine. Take Psalm. Yes, take Psalm, let her die, then Stronghoof Crumpet by OTB. I'm feeling so bad for Crumpet. Oh, Crumpet is there as
Aw.
well, isn't she?
Was she there?
Yeah, Crumpet and Stronghoofs are both there as well. Last time we saw her, they were on their deathbeds. Now they're ready for the final battle. No, don't take them. They're horribly wounded, and innovation is bad for wounded people. Also,
Yeah.
I kind of was like, Vector and I were agreeing that, or was it with DCP? Oh, great. Now I feel bad that I start to mix up my co-host.
Uh-oh.
The co-host in the chapter. What was the chapter? No, Crumpet got hit. Where did Crumpet get hit? No, it was the second chapter. It was a right back, so it must have been DCP. DCP
Okay.
and I agreed that having Crumpet actually be because she took a very critical hit to the spine, so letting her actually be crippled, basically like one of the original interpretations of Iron Man, where he actually has to wear the suit because otherwise he is basically incapable, not
Yeah.
handicapped. He has to sit in a wheelchair if he is not in an Iron Man suit. Let her be like this, that the power armor is on the one hand her burden, on the other hand her tool of being able to walk. Give her this kind of twisted character arc, but now she seems fine. Then again, she is in her power armor, so there's still room for this theory.
Yeah.
It would give her own character arc. I am, make her a cripple. I have a very strange relationship to the characters I like. Oh, there is this ranger I like. Make her a cripple. Oh, there's this amazing love interest. Kill her. I want to see her still dead.
I want to see them suffer.
Yes. Then again, Econ, the writer of the before mentioned favorite fanfiction of mine, Hard Reset, read a blog entry about about how to write an OC, a good OC. And one of his headlines is "Make him suffer." and he goes into detail why it is like. First of all, if you make them suffer, you avoid the entire Mary Sue thingy very, very early on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can go into the wrong direction, like in what's the name, Memory Pending. In Memory Pending, the character suffers like hell. It feels completely awkward because he suffers so horribly that it doesn't even come off as slapstick. Slapstick humor is you get punched, but you get up and everything is good. Then you have black humor, like with Blackjack, who is like, oh, it's okay you shot me. Every party member already did. It's kind of an initial ritual.
Welcome to the gang.
Yes. And in the other one, you have this in Memory Pending, you have this protagonist who gets literally beaten up, carries his beatings for the rest of the time, and it's just mean-spirited. It feels just mean-spirited. And he still manages to be an Mary Sue. How do you do this? How can you be beaten up all the time, be a complete incapable loser, and still end up a Mary Sue?
These things happen.
It's
When
amazing.
in Rome.
It's amazing. Okay, who would you pick? I already mentioned a few picks of mine. Now it's your go.
I don't like picking. This is the thing. I would probably, if anything, I would pick like the most capable fighters,
Yes,
the people that are
who are the
wanting
most
to be
capable?
there.
Yeah, or
I'd-
for the most balanced team. We have the Technic guy. We have a good, strong tank now.
I would probably take Whisper actually,
Okay, make a point.
because it's like she wants to be there. She wants to go, and you know that she's not gonna back out halfway through. and she's gonna give it her all, right? So that's something you really want there.
And she's not like Blackjack, who is like willing to sacrifice herself. She is the one who actually wants to get out of it as a winner.
Yeah, she wants to win, and that's something that you really want.
She is a pregnant brawler. She is a melee fighter who is pregnant.
I mean, yeah, I know it's a tough decision, but I mean, if she wants to go, you can't say no.
It's a good point. It's good point. And then again, who else do we have there as a brawler? Oh, there are actually we have the Smith character from the Reapers, who is a good brawler. We have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might take him. Any of the Flamer guys? Are any of those guys still around?
What's the super flamer we know? The one flamer we actually know by name, who has a love interest and who barely survives the bunker. I believe he is not there. Dazzler is a group. I like this couple, and I can't even remember the names.
I'm terrible with names myself.
Yeah,
We're
the Dazzler and the Flamer. This couple.
Yeah.
I like them.
Like, get someone from each gang or whatever. Like, get sort of a mixed group of these fighters. Yeah.
Like
Just get a mix.
Okay, Blackjack, you know what you do? Make your group as political correct as possible. Don't care about the skills. Just try to get each of every member of every faction, and maybe a little bit of diversity with males and females.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of an age diversity so get one of the folds from the Zodiacs. Oh, we got a tech fold with the Zodiacs, so she can still send homage away.
Okay, yeah.
Little tech filly. See, saved the day again.
And then there was that zebra kid or whatever. I forget her name.
I don't know.
The one that reads like the map or whatever.
If she takes a zebra, either take Lancer because he's a sniper. We need a good sniper. Even though we are down in tunnels, so forget about the statement about the sniper. Okay, don't. Oh, zebras are actually a few zebras that are worth taking. Lancer. Great choice because sniper, because there are probably gigantic holes somewhere down the tunnels where they go. So
and good fighter too, you know.
There's still room for a sniper. I'm sure. But maybe not as good as we still have the I am cursed. The I'm cursed zebra in the soul in the suit. Yeah, in the enchanted suit. She is the rogue character. What other character do we have which even resembles the sneaky type? Personally, I can't recall a single one right now. I believe she is the only rogue character in the entire set we can choose from. So pick your rogue. No good party is good without a rogue.
That's true.
At least for opening treasure chest.
Yeah, you need. There's going to be so many treasure chests down there. You got to open them all.
I know. Take the rogue, Somber.
Yeah.
Let Blackjack take the rogue. Or of course the star whatever you pronounce it, the little filly, which is actually probably a few 100-year-old soul, which just transferred herself into the filly. She can see the future. You don't let the pony who can see the future back in base camp. You take the one who can tell you if the next room is a death trap.
Didn't she say though that like the future was all kind of muddy or whatever? She couldn't see,
but she can still tell if the next room is a death trap, even if she can't. Even if the big, in constant change, the future is. She's a Joder. She's a Joder. You do not let your Joder stay home. Unless he is living in a swamp in the Dagobah system, then you pretty much let him there and run off anyways. But if you have the chance to take Joder with you, you take Joder with you. So
you gotta take him.
Yeah, if you can manage to get the diversity thingy going, even with 2 zebras, take the little creepy filly and take the stealth one because you need a stealth person in your group.
Yeah, it always helps.
My only character I played to level 60 in World of Warcraft before I quit playing it was a rogue. And it was a female, and she was hot. Not the point. She was really hot. I don't know why I named her Winona, but I liked her.
Wow.
Wow, literally. Story, so yeah, more crazy. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, everybody, leave in the comments below the characters you would pick. And now I got traffic in the comments of my video. Nice. Camera high five for this one. You went too high. You need to hit the camera. Okay,
I'll try again.
Okay, and yes.
Okay, I don't want to hit the monitor. I'm just like, I'll avoid it.
Okay. After those stupid shenanigans, what else is on your list?
I think I might have gotten through everything. I think we've covered it all.
Okay, and it only took us, I have the feeling it's probably one of the longest I did. No, 1 hour 40. I believe I had longer ones.
Wow. Look at us.
And just to recap once again, this was a 1 hour and 40-minute podcast about a single chapter
One
of
chapter.
a fiction.
You gonna be okay?
Yes, but here is the thing. This chapter has material for an entire season of a cartoon show, which is once again the reason why I say screw episodic reviews, because 20 minutes there is only so much stuff in there, unless it is Gravity Falls. There's actually so much stuff in there that you still might have found some hidden clue that nobody.
It's a lot of theories and stuff you have to make up.
But My Little Pony is still rather simple, and there is not so much you can talk about a 20-minute episode. This chapter has enough stuff to keep us talking for over 1.5 hours without getting bored or redundant or something.
Yeah. So clean conversation. Look at that.
Indeed. But yeah, if you're done, my list is done for quite a while.
Yeah, I've got nothing else. I'm all out.
Let's see if the next chapter will actually be the final chapter.
That's true. We don't know. It might be. But then again, of course, it might not. There were a lot of loose strings tied up in this one, so I think we're down.
But this is pretty much in the authors. I don't know if you also read the authors' comments. Like Somber was like, okay, there was so much stuff to cover and to wrap up and stuff.
Oh, I didn't read it this time.
I believe he is done with the wrapping up. He basically got all the wrapping up stuff done, and now he will go with the group for the final battle underground. There is not much stuff you can wrap up underground.
Yeah,
and
it's already more than 6 feet under.
I know. And he only got those 6 characters, so even with this 6, Somber will probably pick those 6 characters. He still have stuff to wrap up with, and he didn't want to squeeze into this chapter. So no matter if he will fuck skill, fuck diversity. I will pick the 6 characters I still need to tell a story about.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting new theory. Which are the characters he most likely needs to take with him just to conclude their story arcs?
Well, that's the problem. They're the most forgettable too, because then we haven't, seen enough of them yet. I can't.
Good point.
I can't recall them all. I remember seeing the list. I'm like, I'm not reading that. It's like 3 paragraphs of names.
We better check our Google Docs and see who we actually wanted to take.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was really fun, I have to say.
Had a lot of fun here too, yeah.
I guess I'll drop you the link for Upheaval later on, so you can tell me if you're interested in it.
All right.
And yeah, from my end, I would say this was our talk about Chapter 76, I believe. Chapter 76, the probably pre-final chapter of Project Horizon.
Maybe.
Yeah. Thank you, Tyandaga, for being here with me.
Thanks for having me, definitely.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. My pleasure, in all honesty. And, yeah, everybody, this is ANY saying see you soon.
See you later, guys.